Good day from WA. Hi, this is Julie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the 2022 Collage Challenge for May. This, of course, is co-hosted by myself and Leigh from Leigh's Art Studio. We do this monthly open collaboration collage challenge, so anyone is welcome to join, whether you have a video channel or you don't. You can just do Instagram or Facebook, and or just craft along at home. Entirely up to you. If you are a YouTube channel, then please link our channels, Leigh's and myself, in your description box when you post your video. Let us know in our comments that you've posted your video so that we know to go and watch it and add it to our playlist. There will be a playlist linked below for the May challenge, and everyone who does a video will go in that playlist. Of course, if you look up the hashtag 2022 Collage Challenge May, you will find all of the videos, as long as they put the hashtag in correctly, no spaces. Make sure you have the 2022 and you don't have any typos, and then your video will automatically go into the hashtag playlist, and then it's easy for us to find it and for people to watch all the videos in the challenge. So let's get on. You can see what the items are. So I'll just quickly go through them. Vintage, anything old, about 100 years old. If you want to do vintage and it's 1960s or 1980s, that's entirely up to you. My suggestion was it's Victorian, Edwardian antiques. I think I've got a retro period. So in June we're having retro 1950s to 1990s, but there's nothing to stop you doing whatever you think is vintage. But for me, I'm looking at, you know, the vintage junk journal style idea for this challenge. Summer, well, yeah, it doesn't really work for me, but if you can make summer and vintage fit, then great. If you can't, then you can always use the swaps or bonuses. The color is blue or turquoise, so you just need to have something of that in there. It doesn't have to be all blue or turquoise, just that's a bit of color to add in. The paper is vellum, tracing or baking paper, wax paper, any of that kind of paper that's similar. It doesn't have to be exactly those items, but you know what, that kind of crunchy see-through paper. The image or focal point this time is animal, fish or dinosaur, which doesn't really go with vintage in my mind, unless you're going to do, you know, Beatrix Potter rabbits with his blue coat eating summer fruits. There you go, there's an idea. Marks, we're going to do word, quote, phrase, poem or book passage. So yeah, it can be any of those things. You can handwrite something or print something or cut it out of a book. And the shapes are letter from any alphabet, which really, marks and shapes could be considered to be the same thing, but the idea of shapes is that you would have you know, kind of letters or that kind of thing, you know, in your background of your collage. And then if you don't want to do any of those, you can swap out up to two of them. So yeah, we might not want dinosaurs in summer. So we could have just a couple of postage stamps, a cancellation mark, you know, which is your postage stamp mark, postmark, or a wax seal. So you could do a postage stamp and a wax seal, and swap out two items if you don't like some of the items in the challenge, because I certainly don't think I could make all of those work. I don't really want an animal, fish or dinosaur in my Lotta Journal. So that's probably already going to go, but that's okay. I love any chance to use my wax seals, so I'll be using a wax seal and a postage stamp and possibly a cancellation mark as well, and therefore I can just choose the items that I want to use. So I'm going to be doing vintage, I will be doing blue or turquoise, I will be doing the paper or vellum type of paper. So yes, so that's the challenge. Check out Leigh from Leigh's Art Studio. I'm sure she will have done a wonderful challenge. Of course, we don't get to see each other's work before the day. So if you're doing a video, post your video on Wednesday, which is, well, I don't know if it's today or if it's yesterday, because my video might be a little bit late. I apologize. bit late getting started. Wasn't feeling well this morning, but you know, we'll just press on. Nothing wrong, just I took some new medication for hay fever and it's just upset my tummy, so I'm just not feeling 100% today. But you know, I've had a cup of tea and hopefully I can carry on. Oh, there's one of those buttons there. I put that button in the video I posted probably yesterday. It's just loading now for me. That came from Karen or Kay, and the button I've got came from Leigh. Where did you guys get those beautiful butterfly buttons? That's what I want to know. I didn't realise it was the same button. How cute's that? Okay, anyway, sorry, I digress. All right, so as you can see, I've got my Lotta Journal out. Mum said to me the other day, aren't you doing any more of your Lotta pages? Oh, yes, I will get back to Lotta. I do need to carry on, and so vintage and turquoise blue is ideal. So, you know, if you've got a journal going at the time, it's just, you don't have to do one separate collage. I'm going to work on some pages in my Lotta Journal, and, you know, it doesn't have to be just one collage, and it doesn't have to be anything complicated. I'm just going to use as many of the prompts as I can, and if I have to drop 2, then I'll drop 2 and do some pages in my journal. I'm hoping to get at least 2 done. I've got some goodies for 1 page, so I'm hoping that then I'll take a break and find some things for the 2nd page. I don't want to take too long over each page because I'd like to get it kind of done. It's taking way longer than it was meant to, and I really don't like to start new journals until I've, you know, mostly completed this one, and I haven't even started on the other side. Anyone who hasn't seen this journal, this is my Lotta flip journal. On this side is the Friends of Lotta, and so I've been working on that one first just because I had decided on how I wanted the cover to go. I haven't done the cover on the other side, but you flip it over and this side's going to be Lotta, who was an American actress in the 1880s, and inspired by the beautiful, let's find some ledger paper that came from Donna from Believe. I've put some pieces in here that that I thought I might use, you know, in general, but that's just not really to do with today. So yeah, the lovely Lotta, the lovely ledger paper that was from the 1885, and it was obviously a company where they order cards to sell, and there was these Lotta cards, and I kept seeing it repeated on this ledger paper, and so I checked it out, and Lotta Crabtree was an actress in the 1880s in America, very popular, and a bit like Shirley Temple, she was a child actress, and so her mother was her manager, and I think it was decided that her career would go downhill if she got married, so she sort of never got married. She had lots of suitors, apparently. She was an attractive lady, and but she never got married. So yeah, who knows? She mostly, I think, lived with her mother most of her life. Okay, so what are we doing today? So I've got this blank page here. I need a kind of a large page to, I'm doing it there, am I doing it somewhere else? I don't know. What I've got is, so I've got the vellum paper. Well, it's not exactly vellum, I think it comes out of, this one came out of photograph albums, you know, but the paper, it's very like vellum, it's very like wax paper. It's just the, in fact, it probably is wax paper. It goes between images so they don't stick together, because photographs used to be a bit tacky, and so they would put this in between stamp albums and photograph albums and things like that. And of course, over time, it's probably from the 80s, it's gone brown, so I thought that could go onto the page. Basically, we've got vellum and vintage, you know, instantly. You know, you kind of like don't even have to ink the page, you see what I mean? It's just created this vintage look. I might do it that way actually, so it's lighter in the center and darker on the edge, so like, you know, like that. And then I have this image, so she's not an animal, well, I suppose she's an animal in a sense, but she's not really an animal, fish or a dinosaur, so she doesn't really count, but she's wearing a blue dress, so she's going to be my blue. What else do we need? Blue and vellum. Oh, that's right. Originally I had this on this page, so maybe I should go back to that one. So, but this side, that side I can cover up, or this one. Now, this is another piece of ledger paper, and oh, that one. And I think this one, because I like the blue. So, even though this isn't a letter, I'm going to pretend that this was a letter that she's reading out. I'm going to cover it with this whatever it's called, sort of wax paper, and I'm going to pretend that that is the letter, you know, and make it all vintage, and that's going to go there like that. So I will put some other things on there, some postage stamps and wax seals, and pretty much it doesn't have to be complicated. That could be it for one page. So let me pause and get out my wax sealy stuff. Actually, I thought I would check. I may not need to make any because I've got some already made. So let's just see if there's one here that we like. I do like the heart one. Oh, that's nice. It's got some gold in it. Heart with silver butterfly. There's a J. That's my own seal that I got years ago. Another heart with a bit less gold. A bit more gold with a J. A pure gold. I've got a gold stick somewhere. A gold wax stick. J. And this is the one that Leigh did. Happy Mail. Alright, so process of elimination. Don't like the blue butterfly. The little ones I don't need. Plain J's too plain. I don't really want the J's because it just reminds me of me, and I'm not writing to her, so not having J. But I think the love heart, well, assuming that she's getting a letter from her lover or a man or a person. I don't know, she's reading it to her friend. I don't think they called it Happy Mail in those days. I don't really like the silver one. I think it's going to be out of those two. Quite like the big one, I think. Right, there you go. Wax seal, done. I'll leave it out because I may need more of those because that's what we need to use. So I don't need to melt wax and make it. Well, that'll make the video go a bit quicker. Okay, so what else? You see, pretty much our postage stamps. Okay, so let's find some nice postage stamps. Should we add some blue in? We would really want blue or brown, I think, to sort of match in with this colour scheme. We're going to assume they're in England. So we want something, oh, can't get it out. Well, no, it's a queen, but it's the 1950s. That's too modern looking. Of course, we don't know where her fella is, so we could use a postage stamp from another country, and that's, you know, to represent that where her fella is writing to her from. So that's the blue ones. I don't think I want red. Purple, no. Orange, no. Green, no. Brown works, but I mean, brown's boring, but we'll think about brown. It definitely goes with the picture. So where could he be writing from? I know you can't see all of the stamps. I don't know where this is from, but I like this one because one of the prompts is letters from any alphabet, and that doesn't look like our alphabet, so I really like that one. I think I'd like to have, oh, there's another one that's the same. That one there, but I'm not too sure if I want. Oh, well, we'll take him out as a possibility. Oh, and then there's one from Malaya with an animal on it, so we can fix that prompt. It's supposed to be it could be an image or a focal point. It's not going to be the focal point, but we've got a tiger, so animal. Okay, well, I like that. I like that idea. So we're doing brown, apparently. I think I might have some more blue ones further back. We could do a nice large one, quite like that. Okay, these are more modern looking ones. Blue again. Yeah, we want looking at blue. Is there anything else interesting we'd like in blue? Quite like that castle. I wonder if there's another animal. This one's quite nice. It's not an animal, it's a flower, but we'll leave that one. And I think that's it for blue. Oh, there's some browns there. Red. Okay, there's some South African ones there in blue with possibly goats, horses, not sure, on there. That one doesn't look old enough to me, even though it's got an old castle on it. What's this one? A lizard. No, I don't really want lizards. I'm a bit fussy about what goes in my collages. Okay, sometimes you don't see them all the first time around. Let's have another look. Oh, let's go back to the blues. Obviously, I haven't seen a photo album before. Obviously, it's color coded, not country coded, as you would normally do with a stamp collection. But no, it's much easier for collage if you have it in color coded. So there's another one with that strange writing. So we've got plenty to choose from there. And if we don't use them on this collage, we might use them on the next page. So there we go. Lots of postage stamps. So we've got a wax seal, and we'll choose a couple of postage stamps. I want one with an animal. I'm going to use this one. This fellow that's writing to her, he's traveling all around the world, and so he's got various postage stamps from places, and that's got the interesting writing on it. I wonder what that is. It looks like ENA, and then it's got a W on the side. Anyone knows? It's obviously got a monarchy. I would suggest it's, like European. Oh, what does that say? Hang on. Let me put it up the camera. I can actually see it better in the camera because it's magnified better. I mean, that funny E looks like Greek, and maybe that island looks like Greece. So I'm going to guess Greece. Let me know if you know what it actually is. I think Greece used to have a monarchy. I don't think they do anymore. All right, so there's the beginnings of our collage. We just need to arrange it and call it done. If we've got, so I want to cover up some of the writing because I don't, it isn't a letter, but we're just going to pretend it is. And I want to get rid of that ledger paper. So we're going to do that and that, like that, I think, and put that there. We'll use that another time. So a couple of postage stamps. Well, I'd really like to see that strange writing. So do the other way around. I want to see the tiger too. There we go. Don't need the man, so we need the tiger. And the funny writing. So we've got a letter from a strange alphabet. I could have said strange, but any alphabet. And the bonus is the postage stamp or cancellation mark. So what we haven't got is summer and phrase or poem or book passage, quote or word. Well, let's get a word. We've got words. And then we've done everything except summer. Who needs summer? So, to be honest, I'm over summer. We had the longest, hottest summer on record. And look, here we go. Loving and faith. Cherish. Ooh. Forever. Okay. No, I don't know which to use. If we're going to suggest that he's writing to her, so we're going to do loving, I think. And it's got the blue flowers. So how perfect's that? These are the ones that come from Sweet Shop Scraps on Etsy. And I've got this card, Thinking of You, which came from Tammy Freeman in a Happy Mail. And I said, as soon as I opened it, I wanted to use it. And it's blue. Just not too sure if I can make it work on this page, but It would be nice if I could. How do I do that? Well, let's finish this page. We'll have to think about that. I'm not too sure how I'm going to work that in yet. So what I'd really like, I think, is an envelope, either a fake one or just a little one, a mini envelope, or like a fake letter. So in those, when they use the wax seals, they would write the letter and then they would fold it and then put the seal on. So that was before the time of envelopes. So we need a piece of paper that looks old with some writing on it, and then fold it up and make it into a letter. Now, got this. This is nice and thin. That's a definite contender. All these ledger papers came from Donna, I believe, Cottage Craft. Please check out her Etsy channel, Etsy shop. She has all sorts of things for junk journaling on her, and the rest of it is more like journal pages. Although when you fold the letter, oh, there's that purple one. Not sure that matches though. When you fold it, you wouldn't see the writing too much. What to use? There's some more of this writing. I've got lots of that paper, and there's a little bit of Lotta left. A few pages. And the blank ones. We'll do blue. Let's do some blue writing. Kind of need one with a bit of writing and a bit of plain. I like that writing. Yes. So here we go. We're going to take the one on the back. Probably should have tore it out. But I'm going to make it into a small envelope. Okay. Or a small letter. And then we've got a reason for the postage stamps and the... I really like this one too, but I've got one piece of this, so I'm saving it back in the holding pile. Okay, so it's not the right shape for a letter. I wonder if I could make it the right shape, a better shape. It's kind of just going to be like a note. We're going to fold it this way. It's going to be a bit big, isn't it? Could have just used a blank one for that. So that's her note. You could have a... I mean, they didn't use postage stamps then either, but they did. Do you see what I mean? You don't have postage stamps and seals because this was before postage stamps and envelopes. And then when you had envelopes, and they invented the postage stamps, I think it was in the late 1880s. I guess seals went out of... Although, I mean, I think they still use seals for other things. I'm going to cut it in half again. And I've got another one. I can use that on another page. And so you can't really see the writing. So is there any point to that? Okay, so... no, I don't know what to do. I'm going to tear one part off and have it there as the letter, and then another part I'm going to fold and have that with the seal. So it's like she's got a bundle of letters, and some she's opened. That one says departe, so he's about to leave. He's telling you he's coming home. So I don't actually need that now because I've got that writing. So word, quote, phrase, poem or book passage. Well, I've got letter. I'm going to say that letter fits in with that category. We've got a seal, so do we want the seal? We want the stamps if we have the seal. It's not meant to be complicated, it's meant to be easy. Loving, let's just have that and then put that there. Kind of wanted to get rid of the number. It's not meant to be ledger paper. Like that. Put the seal in there. Okay. All right, and we can use those on the next one. All right, so we've got vintage. We haven't got summer. We've got blue. We've got vellum paper or baking paper. We've got, haven't got a tiger anymore. All right, so let's have the tiger back. Okay, I'm just going to have the tiger back. That's going to have to go across because that's off the edge of the page, but that's okay. And bonus postage stamp, cancellation mark or wax seal. There we go. Back when it's all glued down. Yeah, a little bit trickier this time because I just remembered you can't use any kind of wet glue, anything wet on this, because this is actually ink, obviously not waterproof ink, so therefore it will run and smudge. So I've put a piece of double-sided tape on one side, and I'm just going to put that down as carefully as I can. I'd like to keep this ruffled edge, so I'm going to put it up to that top part there. Okay. All right, so that's stuck down now. So I don't know, I might leave it as a kind of an overlay as opposed to, and then do I want to fold it over? No, probably not. So do I put another layer of double-sided tape on this edge? I could put some glue in the middle because the picture's going to cover that up, which will help to keep it in place. Now, it's got a border, so I'm going to need to ink that. Now I could put it at the top, but it covers up the writing. Put it further down. We've got our little collection. Definitely looks vintage. I mean, it already is vintage. Someone once said to me, why are you inking vintage papers? Well, sometimes they're kept so nice that they don't even look old. So, you know, in junk journaling, inking is the accepted way to make things look older. And sometimes inking just helps it stand out from the page, so it doesn't blend in too much, although that probably wouldn't be the case in this situation. Does it really matter? So now if we stick that down, it's going to flap, and it might not be strong enough to hold this. So therefore now we can sort of see that we can glue it from there to there. So we're going to do that, I think, just to give it some security. Otherwise the picture's going to be sticking to sort of thin air. So we're going to go from here. Good chance to see how much it makes the ink run. Whether I could have done it. You know, this glue stick's fairly dry at the moment, so it looks like I could have done it when I wasn't sure. It's not very hot today. Sometimes it comes out really globby like that. But yeah, maybe just a light coating, I could have done it. I'm going to have to sort of decide now. All right, well, I'm going to do a light coating down the edge. All right. Okay, so now we can glue the picture down. I don't know if I should have used glue stick. We'll see. It's going lower down because we want to keep some of the writing, centralize it ish. There we go. All right, and then our little goodies going on there. Don't know why I keep worrying about the stamp. So what if we just put the stamp up in the corner, then the letters. And just pop that there. Oh, I don't really want it sitting on the head. It's going right on the edge of the page. I want to keep this. Okay, I don't know that I like that very much. Like that. All right, so let's glue it top down. Not sure that this glues very well. We'll have to see. Not sure that top down is going to work that well either. Let's glue those two together. Stamp on there. Okay, and now we can glue it all down. Little postage collection. Yeah, the prompts work really well, don't they, for my Lotta Journal? So I didn't make it that way. It's roll of the dice. If you haven't seen, there's a video showing how we got the prompts. So I rolled a dice. I mean, I made the prompts up for sure, but I rolled a dice to see which ones go with which month. And this is what we got for May. And then we're going to have loving over here. And it's as easy as that. We have done a collage. And let's see how many things we managed to get. We've got vintage style, no summer, we've got blue, we've got vellum paper, baking paper, we've got a tiger, and we've got words, we've got a word, and letters from any alphabet. We've got, well, we've got those letters and writing, and the bonus is a postage stamp and a wax seal. Okay. One of Lotta's friends has a pen pal, a secret loving pen pal. All right, so that's the first one done. I'll be back when I've got something for the next page. Okay, so I found some pieces that I'd like to use. I found this in this book I have, Victorian Fashions. It's got some colour, it's got a lot of black and white, but it does have a few colour pages. So like this, but I picked that one because they're at the beach and they're dressed fairly summery in a sense. So I'm going to assume it's summer. You wouldn't be going to the beach or the coast unless it was summery. She doesn't seem to have, you know, any kind of, they've got no jackets or coats, so they're at the beach. They've got the seagulls and the water. And we're going to have them on holiday in Greece. There we go. So that's where they are. So I've got that as my sort of focal point. Assuming it's Greece, but anyway, wherever that is, that's where they are. And I'm going to try to include this postcard that they might have sent. So I love the blue and the pink. I'm going to accentuate the blue and the pink, I think, on there. And I've got these jelly prints. So just looking for something blue. I like that one. But I've also got this vellum one. I only did one piece of vellum. I didn't do it very often. I don't know why, but I just did the one piece and then I didn't do it again. And that was just pulling it off and pulling off what colour was there. And anyway, it created a nice kind of beachy kind of pattern. So I think those. So I really like this one. I'd really like to be able to use some of that in there somewhere. So I might do a collage sort of background. So we've only got a small piece on this side. It's sort of the center. So whether we tip it in to make a two full pages, you know, it's kind of like a crazy background, isn't it? You know, with the blue sky and the sand, but with a pattern. So blue and the pink works for me. Not too sure about this one, but you won't see much of that. So it might just be the sky. And I'm dying to get back into jelly printing. Okay, so we've got that so far. This is probably going to be too big for this size. But anyway, it fits on there now. So this doesn't actually fit, so, but all I need, if I go from side to side, I only need to put pieces of this. So up there for the sky and down on the bottom. Okay, so let's just cut some strips off, although if I do that, kind of need it to go down the side, don't I? Let's pop it in there. It's going in there, just right to that edge. So I don't necessarily want to waste it all, so I can cut it off here, sort of Frankenstein it. So it looks like I need to cut that off there. So we can cut that off there. We can go, I have to do that. Should we trace it? Let's do it this way. Let's trace a line about what we need, and then we don't, you know what I'm like, I'm always cutting off too much. Leave plenty in there to sort of make sure. Okay, I can cut that middle bit out. I don't know if I need to wiggle it. Cut it straight, and then I can use that extra piece elsewhere. So I'm just making a frame under the picture because I didn't want to waste all of that jelly print. Okay, so that's going to go on here like that. I think once it's glued it should disappear more easily, so we need to piece down this side. We might glue that bit down first. Of course, vellum, when you glue it, curls. Well, it's not vellum, it's actually this is actually tracing paper. Got a little bit of gold shimmer in it. Right, that piece is going here, and it's going to go up to that piece. I always end up cutting off something I shouldn't cut off. Never fails. Vellum's interesting. Doesn't like to stick. You just have to hold it in place, give it a chance to grab. Sort of ocean sky background. Let's hope that we've got it covered. So what have we got so far? We've got vellum, we've got blue, we've got vintage, and we've got summer. Well, I'm going to put that there because I like this. I like the blue and the pink, and I like the card, so we've got those. Alright, so we've got animals on this one. It's August 1895, according to this. So that is our letters of the alphabet. I'm going to pop that date on there somewhere, which also tells us it's summer in Europe, being August. So that's good. Okay, I'm going to stick her down, and then and probably stick this down, and then we'll come back. I didn't do a very good job here, so I'm just going to ink around the edge. As usual, I messed it up. I might ink the card. I've trimmed the card down, but I'm actually going to have to trim it down some more because I want it to have a slight angle. So I'm going to have to cut the edge off there and the edge off there, but I'll be able to keep the bird and his tail in. Oh, let's draw that in so we can cut that and then ink it. Just don't want it to be too straight. That'll do like that. So a little pencil. I'm going to try to get a line on there where that goes, and I can trim that one off after, so that's all right. Let's just cut that off. It's only a little bit. It just helps me to put it on at an angle. Yep, like that. Perfect. Okay. Okay, and we'll ink up this fake letter. So of course she's on holiday, so she's going to be writing to people back home from her holiday in Greece. What do they used to call it? On the continent. And they used to travel. A lot of people say going abroad. Don't know if that's an older term or a newer term. We say on holiday, and America they say on vacation. Isn't it funny how we have all different terminologies for the same thing? And I'm using J this time. She's going to be called Jennifer. Writing back home. No men involved. Okay, so that's going to be that. So let's just see if we've got everything we need. Oops, where's my, yeah, and the August. I don't know whether to put the August on the letter. Yeah, maybe. I quite like that as it is. I mean, does it need anything else? I might play with the colours, but probably just in coloured pencil, so it's not too dramatic. Yeah, so let me glue these down. I'll be back. Okay, little interruption, and now I'm back to it. So I just think I was at the stage where I glued these onto here, onto this little fake letter. It's going to go under the postcard. Jennifer is writing to her family back in the UK, and she's writing from Greece. We've decided that we think that might be Greece. Not too sure if it is. So I like to get rid of some of the blue and have a bit more of the pink and the yellow, and yeah, I don't mind that. Okay, right, let's start gluing some things down. I'm going to use my art glitter glue for this part, so we can take that off. I'm just going to glue it on here where it was, that way we don't move it. Same with this. Okay, just going over that brown one. Probably should have glue stick these. It's going to squish out now. Sometimes it's easier to use glue stick than it is to use art glitter glue, because it's easier to get to the corners. Okay, all right, we've got that. Now we're just going to glue the postcard down. This was the one from Tammy, my happy mail. I got, and I said straight away I'm going to use that in Lotta. So, thank you to Tammy and to everybody who sent me a happy mail. I certainly used it in my journals. It's great, because it's just nice to have things that are different to what you normally have, or just add a bit more variety. Okay, I think that's going to be good there. Let's just make sure it closes. Yep, just about. Okay. snip off the edge. Oh, didn't quite. There's something wrong with where it is. It was not supposed to snip off his tail. Let's see if I can. It's on acrylic, so it hasn't glued down so well. That's good. I want the tail to be on there. So yeah, I didn't mark it in the right place. How did that happen? I must have moved it off. I don't know. I don't know. And I can see where the pink is now. It's there and there. So way off mark. I don't know how it happened. Well, I'll say I don't know how it happened. Those kinds of things I always get wrong. So what's, you know, why break a habit of a lifetime? That's okay. We can fix it. It wasn't stuck down. So that's interesting. Yeah, acrylic stuck a bit, but not too bad. Probably if it had been normal paper, it would have stuck more. It'll stick this time, I think. Now we can cut it off. It's okay. I think I had it more of a bit of an angle, so there was a space there. So I might put something on there now that that's there. All right, so what haven't we got? So let's tick off what we got. We've got this vintage style. It's in summer. We've got some blue or turquoise. We've got an animal. Oh, we haven't got an animal. Okay, so we need an animal. We've got thinking of you is our word. Letters from the alphabet. We've got these. And we've got postage stamp. So, and we've got vellum. I missed the vellum. We've got vellum at the background. I've got wax seal and a postage stamp. So we've got everything except an animal that's not a bird. So if animal, fish or dinosaur. Well, I don't think dinosaur fits my, because I don't have any. I've got this one. So I should use this one. There's an animal in that. Maybe we should put that down there. I'm going to put that there. I've got an animal. Just going to pop that there. I don't want to cut off too much. There we go. So we've got some sort of a South African. I think they're goats. Just the bodies are a bit long for goats. Look, you have a look. They've got horns, so they're like long-bodied goats. Just not a very good drawing of goats. Now, but what I do want to do, I do think that this is a bit pale, especially compared to this postcard. Let's brighten this side up, but I'm going to use pencil because I don't want it to be too dramatic, and I straight away like this color, so we're just going to give it some extra color. I'm not going to wet it, so it's just like coloring pen, you know, color pencil. And because of the black shading, you don't really have to shade either too much. You just color it in. Oh, I think so anyway. I mean, I could shade, I suppose. So all the pink bows are going to be pink. This kind of lilac-y colour. I might do a dark. Yeah, it's a bit dark. They're a bit darker, but just give them a bit of extra colour. I'll probably just do the dresses to make them stand out on the page. Pretty. And some blue. Might use this sort of pale turquoise colour. Let's see what that's like. Let's do it in the hat, on the hat first, and see if we like it. And the bow. Is that part of the bow? I suppose it is. Okay, it's all kind of ruffled around. I suppose it's all with the same material. I've just got this kind of thing over her face. Let's just use a different blue for the dress, maybe. Yeah, it's looking all right. There's a few blue stripes here. I think I missed the pink there on this bit. Pink and blue. Looking good. And then I'm going to do some darker purple around these sprigs of flower. And maybe we will do some shading. Don't know if you could see it. Do her. So when it was first printed, it was actually you know, done as a black and white print, and then it's been coloured after. I don't know whether it was done originally in 1895 or whether it was coloured in, you know, later. It's going to give her some. Whether it was coloured in for the book or whether it was coloured in, because these would have been in magazines like the Girl's Own Annual, and probably would have been black and white. I'm just going to let's do some pale blue on the sea, or the river or ocean, whatever it is. Might do some pale yellow on the sand, sort of a goldenish colour. I said I was only going to do the dress, but I'm actually gonna. I'm not. Apparently, I want to colour in. To be honest, this is actually. I enjoy this kind of colouring in because you can do it less is more. Whereas when you're colouring in like on a white page, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know. You know, you have to do it everywhere and make it look right, but with this you can just do a bit here and there and it doesn't matter because it's got that black and white. It's got the sketching behind it. All right, let's do a bit of grey on the rocks, it's sort of blue grey. That should sort of match in with the background a little bit. Just a bit of shading, colour. Some of it you might not even be able to see. Okay, it's got these little yellow dots which missed the dots. It looks like little diamonds, but they're not diamonds. Orange. Well, maybe I'll just leave those because they'll probably just stand out as dotty if I do those. So let's not do those. I didn't do much on her hat. It's got a kind of a gold colour to it. And do a little bit of an orange stripe to the hat. Okay, so we're going to have to do a bit of orange somewhere on a dress. So let's colour in the lace a little bit. Give us some orange lace pattern. It's just a hint of colour. Okay, still not quite as bright as this, but that's okay. I don't think that matters. Okay, so what dress? I like to do her dress a colour, so she's going to have I need something to lean on underneath this. All right, and so some lace. What colour lace would you like? This purple colour. It's very similar to the other one. That bit of lilac. Probably wouldn't be lilac, but it's going to have some lilac, strange looking trim on her hat. And yeah, oh, she's got some nice gold shoes. Slippers, whatever they wore. They're gonna keep their white gloves. Maybe just a bit of grey, green on the buildings. And maybe a little bit of just very light brown on the heels, but maybe there should have been green, maybe a little bit of green here and there, just to, yeah, there. Now, do we colour the sky in turquoise or just leave it white? There's a lot of colouring in. Make it very noticeable that it's coloured in. I wanted it to make it look like it's the original picture, so I think I'm happy with that. I think I would like some lace, so we'll put that. There's a bigger piece of that somewhere, maybe this one. I'll put that over there like that. So let's check the list. We've got vintage, summer, blue or turquoise, vellum, animal, words, alphabet shapes, postage stamps, woohoo, and a wax seal. We've got everything on that one. So that was nice and easy, and it's filled up 2 more pages on my journal. Just going to vintage up the edges of this colourful one. Jelly print in the background. Oh, I love jelly prints. Yep, I know I said that a lot, but I do, because they just make it so easy. They give you a nice varied background. You don't have to, you know, you only put it down if you like it. Choose the ones you like. Sometimes the ones you think won't work turn out the best. Sometimes the ones where you're just getting rid of paint turn out better than the one you're trying to make. And it's acrylic, so it should be able to take a fair bit of, you know, action on it. That's staying as it is. So that was our first one. And this was our second one. So we sort of did 3 pages. But yeah, hopefully I can condense this down to a normal size video, and you get 2 or 3 collages in one. So thank you very much for watching. Please check out all the other challenges. Please check out Leigh from Leigh's Art Studio. There'll be links below to Leigh's channel and a link to the playlist, and I will endeavour to get this out sooner rather than later. Hopefully it should be out, well, I'm hoping to get it out tonight, but we'll yeah, it depends how soon I get it edited. Our next challenge will be the doodle challenge on the 3rd Wednesday of the month. Don't have the doodle prompts on me, sorry. I believe Leigh has said that she's doing a doodle sort of introduction video for next month, so check out Leigh's studio and look out for Leigh's Art Studio and look out for her doodle video, which will tell us all about what we're doing next month. Okay, so that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.